Before we start off with today's video, I want to talk to you guys about my friends over at Soul Avant-Garde. So Soul Avant-Garde is a place where you can go and you can explore a wide range of niche perfumery, so much variety. They have discovery sets, they have samples, they have a lot to offer for those looking to elevate their collection, those who are curious about other things, of other qualities, of other brands in perfumery. All right, so save yourself some money. Use my code DEDRICK10. DEDRICK10 gets you 10% off on anything on Soul Avant-Garde. All right, so I know a lot of people are really in love with the brand of Mind Games as well. So I got something for you too. You want to head over to Mind Games and do some discovery, do some searching, do some looking. Save yourself some money by using Dedrick10 as well over at mindgames.com. All right, so head over there, see what you like, see what you're interested in. I recommend sampling. All right, and then you can get you a good feel if you want to make a purchase from Soul Avant-Garde or mindgames.com. All right, so y'all check it out. Let me know what you guys get into, what you guys like. Let me know down below in the comments, man. And happy exploring for sure. All right, let's get started with today's video. YouTube, what's going on? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, man. Positive vibes only. All right, so today we're gonna do a little gatekeeping conversation. All right, so I got a shout out my brother said, man, Tyrone Koppel from Frat Boys ENT. He hit me with a text message, was just curious. You know, hey, you know, if you want a reviewer, if you wasn't a reviewer and, you know, you were, you know, still collecting and doing your thing with fragrances, what fragrances would you gatekeep? What would you consider gatekeeping and not telling anybody about? And I thought about it. I thought about it. I used to be like that, man. When I was in my younger days, I would have on something, and if it would really hit, you know what I'm saying, with myself and with, you know, people who I was around, I wasn't telling nobody. I remember when I think it was a Dolce Gabbana light blue, like first came, no, Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme. This was years ago, and I had a bottle of that, and this when I was, you know, going out still having fun, and I used to go to this little jazz lounge during the summer, and that would be my fragrance. And every Monday, it was every Monday night, I was in there, people was always asking what was I wearing. It never failed, and I started having other gentlemen come up to me and say, "Hey, bro, what you wearing, bro?" And I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them. I would say, "Hey, bro, I can't tell you," because I was getting, you know, that attention. You know, I was already coming in, you know, dressed nice, you know, well groomed. I've always been about that. But that particular fragrance, and I've been thinking about getting a bottle of that just for, you know, old time's sakes, because I emptied out 2 bottles of that fragrance. So that got me to thinking, if I wasn't a reviewer, what 10 fragrances would I gatekeep? What would I gatekeep? Because one, how I feel about the fragrance, and just the reaction that I've gotten from wearing these fragrances over time. So I'm excited to do this video. Shout out to my brother said, man, let's go ahead and tap in. All right, so up first, I just recently got this fragrance, but I enjoyed the DNA as much, maybe just a little bit more than the most popular from this line. And that is from the house of Dior. We have Dior Homme, the original. I got this in late 2023, and I wore this all the way up until the weather got warm. And what is it about this, man? It's such a fresher take on that, you know, that Dior Homme Intense Dior Homme Parfum type vibe. You got the cacao, you got a little bit of leather. That iris in here is makeup-y, gives off a nice, attractive profile, but with the fresher angle and fresher ranges that you can wear really anywhere. Like Dior Homme Parfum, I'm only wearing that on like special occasions. Dior Homme Intense, I'll wear that a little bit more during the fall and the winter. But this you could literally wear all year round. And the reactions that I've gotten from this fragrance from myself and those who I have been around have been positive. And it's one of those things, like in the moment, like in the moment being asked what I'm wearing. These days, I usually tell people what I'm wearing, but I was very reluctant to tell them what this was, even though it's hard to get this one right now and it pops up very seldomly on discounters. But this is one that I would definitely gatekeep if I wasn't in the mode of, you know, doing what I do, you know, with YouTube and having a smell good family. I'm letting y'all know everything that I have, but this right here is definitely gatekeep worthy, and I probably would have done that if I wasn't a YouTuber. From the house of Dior, we have Dior Homme Original. This stuff is fire, man. I know there's other versions, and I don't care about that. I care about this version. So I know somebody in the comments is gonna say, but that's not the, I don't care about 2008 and all that. I'm talking about this one, and this one for sure. All right, up next, this fragrance, and it is from the House of Mind Games, but it's not what you think. This is probably top 5 of when I think masculine and like representation of me. This is in that. This is in that. I'm gonna update that list very, very soon. But from the House of Mind Games, we have Gambit. Man, I love Gambit. French Defense is top 10 all time as far as profile, but this is my second favorite from the house. If not my, it could be challenging where French Defense is. I love Gambit, man. It's a masterpiece to me, a masculine masterpiece. And you can wear this all year round, but most of the times in an office setting or going out to dinner where it's a kind of grown and sexy type of vibe, yo, this is special stuff, man. You get this, you know, this patchouli, this petitgrain, almost comes off a little bit of leathery, woodsy, very masculine. Has a freshness to it, but at dark angles. This stuff is incredible, man. It's so unique. It's so different. I hear, you know, some people say they compare it to some other things that are out there, and I haven't experienced that. This stands alone. So I've been asked about this fragrance and been very reluctant to tell people what it is, but I do it anyway. But if I didn't have a channel, I probably, unless my dad asked me, it has to be my dad, what are you wearing? I think I would have kept this into myself. From the House of Mind Games, I love this stuff, man. We have Gambit. All my masculine fragrance lovers out there, hey, you're looking for something masculine, something different, check out Gambit, and it performs beautifully. All right, up next, I didn't get a chance to wear this as much as I would have liked to because the seasons were changing when I got my bottle, but this is a stellar tobacco fragrance, and I really enjoy it. From the House of Zaharoff, we have Signature Tobacco. Signature Tobacco, one of my favorite, if not favorite, tobacco fragrance in my entire collection. The realistic, wet and damp and just smooth tobacco oils and notes and accords that are in here are fantastic. There's a level of sweetness in here, level of spice. This stuff is amazing. If I was going out, which sometimes I do, not as much as I used to, going out to a cigar lounge, going out to a hangout spot, and in the fall time, I like to do that more than the summer. I don't really hang out like that as it is. But if one of my partners or my best friend or my wife and some of her friends want to get together and just kind of post up somewhere and chill, this is the fragrance that I am going to wear and where I have worn. As you can see, I only had a little bit of time to experience this fragrance before the warmer weather came. And I got this in late 2023 as well. But boy, something about this says you're the guy, you're him. And fantastic job by Claudia. Zaharoff puts out beautiful art pieces, and this is one of them. And I've been asked about this fragrance before, what am I wearing? And I was very reluctant to tell them what it was, but I did anyway. I have a channel, somebody could just type up my name if they were wondering, and they could see me talking about it. So these days I kind of let them know what it is, but if I didn't have a channel, Zaharoff to Signature Tobacco, I wouldn't tell nobody. I'm telling you, I would not tell you. You'd have to figure it out. From the House of Zaharoff, Signature Tobacco, gatekeep, and all those out there, oh, you're gatekeeping. There's no reason to shh. This video isn't for you. Those out there who know what I'm talking about due to this conversation, you get what I'm saying. Next up, one of my wife's personal favorites, maybe her favorite date night, this and one other. But she's loved this for a long time. The reactions that I get from women, this is high level. And it goes to show you, it doesn't niche designer independent. If it smells good, it smells good. But this is an all-time classic from the house of Paco Rabanne. I think they're going by Rabanne these days. We have 1 Million Lucky. It just doesn't get old. That hazelnut and plum, honey, and the aldehydic types of accords in here. It is a special fragrance. Fingerprint magnet for sure. But every time that I wear this with my wife, when we step out, it seems like the waiter or the waitress wants to know. A couple years ago for Valentine's Day, me and my wife went to one of our favorite spots, and I had this on. Our waitress waited till my wife went to the bathroom to beeline to me and ask me what I was wearing. This stuff is sexy, it's intoxicating. I've been asked, a lot of y'all know about this, it's just super popular, but the fragrance community is small, and you would be shocked. You would be shocked. Like, for instance, I had one of my young boys, man, shout out to Maurice. He just recently got him a bottle of this. He wanted to know what it was. I brought him a little decant because he was interested, and he was blown away. He was blown away. So there's still pockets out there in the world where people are just not up on what you think they're up on. This community is small, and this is one of them. But I will tell you this. This is a secret weapon that I would definitely keep to the vest, because one, it's been guaranteed for me over the times that I've worn it, and this bottle is more than halfway gone, and I've had this for a few years now. But this stuff is gatekeep worthy because of just simply the reactions of curiosity and conversation that it has brought me. And I'm sorry, I wouldn't tell y'all what it is. We go lock this one up. From the house of Paco Rabanne, we have 1 Million Lucky. Doesn't get old, man. Up next, a recent addition to the collection. Blue fragrances are very popular in the community. Your Blue Chanels, your Dior Sauvages, YSLYs, I love them. I love them. But this right here, this is challenging my Bleu de Chanel Parfum Blue King. And I'm just being honest, it ain't past it. I'm not saying it's going to, but it definitely causes a conversation. And I probably wouldn't tell you what it is. From the house of Ex Nihilo, of course, we're talking Blue Talisman. Of course we are. This is high level stuff, man. Pear, orange, Bronxen woods. Beautiful, a very soft, musky tone to this fragrance. A lot of conversation about Blue Talisman, but I don't care. Let's talk about me. If I'm wearing this out and about, which I've worn this quite a bit since I've gotten a full bottle. I've ran through several decants of this fragrance before acquiring my full bottle, but this is one that I definitely would keep close to the vest. If I wasn't sitting here doing reviews and catching up with the Smell Good family, there's a great possibility that if you caught me out and about at a restaurant or at a grocery store or places where I would wear this fragrance, if you ask me, hey man, what you wearing? I'd probably say touch your nose. I can't, it's nothing personal, my man. But you got to get your own. You got to find your own. And all y'all out there who, it ain't that serious, y'all don't do that. Because I know y'all are out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Gatekeeping this one for sure. From the house of Ex Nihilo. I can't tell you about it, but it is Blue Talisman. Blue Talisman. Up next, this stuff is simply sensational. When I pulled the cap off and I smelled this before recording, I said, wow. Like I've never smelled it before. I still say wow when I smell this fragrance. From the house of Argos, we have Triumph of Bacchus. Triumph of Bacchus. Man, listen, bro. When I said that Zaharoff is one of my favorite tobacco fragrances, this is my favorite. Peach, rum, tobacco. This is a 10 out of a 10. This is in my top 10 of all time, and this is an absolute problem. I've had a compliment wearing this fragrance where the person told me they did not want to know what it is because it smells like it's way too expensive. And I said, well, bro, you can, no. You smell incredible, man. Matter of fact, he said, you smell incredible, dude. But I know that stuff costs a grip. And he just walked off. But what he don't know is if I wasn't reviewing fragrances, I wouldn't have told him anyway. I wouldn't have told him anyway. I would have told him, yeah, you got to find your own, bro. But I appreciate it, man. But this is just one of those ones that the creation of this, it should be a documentary on it. There should be something documented on the creation of Terroir for Bacchus. Argos does a wonderful job with a lot of fragrances, but this for sure, I would have definitely not been willing to have much of a conversation about because of just the attention that it brings, the quality, and just the personal connection that I have. Might sound silly, I don't care, but I wouldn't have told you. From the house of Argos, we're talking Terroir for Bacchus. I definitely would have been gatekeeping this. Powerful performer, lasts all day long, and you talking about quality, portobello. That's what we're talking about. All right, up next, another recent discovery and another recent addition to the collection. This is rising up, man, to one of my top summer fragrances in my collection and my favorite from the house, and this house is incredible. I love this stuff, and I caught myself almost gatekeeping this at a recent trip to a seafood restaurant from the house of Nazar. We're talking Panic Attack. Yeah, I caught myself almost not telling what this fragrance was that I was wearing. Very salty and fruity type of fragrance here. I love it, love it, love it. Grapefruit, salt accords, other fruits in here. There's a nice musk that is tying this fragrance together. 50% oil concentration. It lasts, it lasts, it lasts, but the heat activates this. It activates this at a high level, and this stuff is amazing. Favorite from the house, well, at least right now, but there's something about this that I just don't want no one else to have a bottle. I know Terrence wouldn't appreciate that, but luckily I'm in a position where I can tell people about the fragrance, basically like I'm doing right now. But Panic Attack is just one of those ones that when I spray it on, let's put this in a tuck. Let's make sure ain't nobody around. We don't want that. I got it was 2 compliments, one walking into the restaurant, and then one of my partners who I was with, we were having lunch on Father's Day weekend in Klein. Hey bro, what that is? What that is, man. And I told him what it was. But this stuff is phenomenal. Definitely gatekeep worthy. Now y'all can gatekeep. Y'all watching, that's totally up to y'all. Cause y'all getting the information here and from other channels, but that's up to you. But I definitely would have been in the position to gatekeep this if I wasn't a reviewer from the house of Nazar. We're talking Panic Attack. Don't sleep, man. Use my code King Dedrick15, man, if you're interested in anything from Nazar fragrances. Up next, it's a Guerlain Ideal flanker that we're getting ready to talk about, but it's not the one that you expect. I'm all about masculine. I'm all about spices and leathers and woods. I'm all about that right now. And this is one that is a secret weapon that could detonate in an atmosphere. I'm telling you. From the house of Guerlain, we have L'Homme Ideal El Intense. So quick story. One of my homeboys, man, he was getting ready to go out with his wife for the evening. And he said, D, I need something. I need something different. I need something unique. It was cooler. I said, okay, when y'all, where y'all going? He told me what the play was. I said, I got something for you. And I was only doing this because this was my best friend. That's it. He came over to the house, gave him a decant. He hit me up. I mean, he hit himself up right here in front of me. Got back to the crib and he called. He called. I'm like, well, dang, I thought he supposed to be out with his lady. What he calling me for? He had his people on the phone. He had her on the phone. They wanted to know what was going on with the Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal Intense. They wanted to know. This has that beautiful L'Homme Ideal DNA, but you get chili pepper. There's added spices in here. You still get that kind of semi-cherry fruitiness in here to match with the spicy tones. But this, to me, oh my God, this is incredible. And there's so many to choose from the line that are really, really good. But for me, I'm not trying to let you know what this is. And the only reason why my best friend got a sample is because he was my best friend and he was letting me know the sense of urgency. So out and about, dressed really well, cool night, blacks, browns, dark blues, dark greens. This is something that you could really shine. You could really shine with wearing something like this. The only problem is you just got to know what it is. And I don't know if I would have been willing to help you out. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But y'all know, I know y'all know. I know that you know what I'm talking about, those out there for sure. But luckily, I'm not like that right now because I'm letting you know on this video. But I definitely would have gatekept this if I would have never been on no platforms talking fragrances from the House of Guerlain. We got L'Homme Ideal Intense. L'Homme Ideal El Intense. Great stuff for sure. The bottle styles look different, but you could definitely get them. You could definitely still get them. Up next, man, probably one of the, not probably, this is one of the more special barbershop fragrances in my collection. I love the DNA. This is my second favorite, no, top three. It's in my top three for sure. Second Soul, John Barbados Vintage, and this one from the House of 8 and Bob, we have Egypt. This stuff smells like money. Smells like money. High level, mature, masculine, special. This is for someone who has it all together. And as a matter of fact, when I got the fresh baldy and the beers lined up, I'm headed to the office and I'm dressed a certain type of way. The vibes are a certain type of vibe. I pull this out and it starts conversations. It starts conversations. And I didn't come up with the term for this smelling like money. That was a compliment that I received wearing this fragrance. And I was very reluctant to spread this around where I work, because here's the thing, where I work, I don't want to smell this on nobody else, man. But I told him anyway. I don't ever think he got a bottle, but I don't want to be at my job. And I know people, and I love y'all, those who support me, who watching this where I work, I don't smell like me. So this might be a real gatekeeper for real. 8 and Bob Egypt, because of what it brings to the table. So modernized Fougere barbershop style scent, got that shaving foam type of sweetness from that tonka bean in here. You get a little bit of spice, you get some freshness. This stuff is amazing, man. It's amazing, well done. I'll always have this. Since I've got my bottle, the juice has gotten darker. It performs really, really well. And this is just a special one from 8 and Bob. So if you work with me and you ask me what this is, forgive me if I'm just a bit hesitant to let you know what it is from the House of 8 and Bob. Gatekeep worthy, in my opinion. 8 and Bob's Egypt. 8 and Bob's Egypt. And last but not least, man, I just personally love this. Great everyday wear, especially in the summertime. This stuff just absolutely works. It's special to me. One of my favorites from the house, and it is great. From the House of Parfums de Marly, we're talking Greenlee. Greenlee. Now I have slighted an individual when wearing this by getting a compliment, because you want to know why? Friend, she's a friend of one of my homeboys, right? And she said that she wanted to get this for somebody who she knows. Now, my mind went to, mathematically, there could be a day where we're all in the same area. And if I have on Greenlee, and the person who she bought it for has Greenlee, I don't want that to happen. So I slighted her. I told her what the house was. I said it was Parfums de Marly. And you know what she told me? Okay, I'm just gonna go on your YouTube channel. Now I'm dead in the water. Now I'm dead in the water, because I told her what the house was, and Greenlee is just one of those, man, because I love it. I love the experience that it gives me. I'm always in, and especially if I'm like for instance, I went to a doctor's office, I went to the grocery store, went out to lunch wearing this fragrance, and I'm always having a conversation about it. This and Sedley, I kind of rival them from the line, but I like Greenlee the best, even though I really enjoy Sedley, but I love Greenlee. And this is one that I did slight a young lady from possibly getting it from her boyfriend, her brother, her uncle, or whoever. Do I feel bad about it? No, I don't, because she probably was gonna find out what it is anyway. But gatekeeper for sure for Greenlee. I really appreciate this DNA from the House of Parfums de Marly. I was wrong, but I wasn't. We're talking Greenlee. All right. So those are 10 fragrances that I would consider gatekeeping if I was not a fragrance reviewer here on YouTube, but I've talked about all these fragrances at length at some point or another throughout my journey here on YouTube, and I will continue to discuss them. But they're so good, and the reactions that how I feel about them and that I received, I would have kept them I would keep these in the tuck, so you know, they could be Dedrick Hicks Jr. exclusives. At least in my mind, at least. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all gatekeep currently, because y'all out here gatekeeping, or what do you consider gatekeeping if you're out and about and there's conversation about your fragrance. All right, so appreciate you guys for watching as always. Thank y'all for the love and support, positive energy and positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock our hair in this channel, man. Splack it up, splack it down, splack that thing all around. And remember, what you put out into this world, for sure, is exactly where you are going to get back. Appreciate y'all. Gatekeeping, man, it's just one of those things. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, but I ain't gonna do y'all like that, man. All right, till next time. Peace, y'all. Splack.